I'm Gilbert Gottfried, and everyone is always asking me how I got on this show. Well, here's how, so you can watch.
Look, this is another stick-up, and I don't want any money or anything, but where's the camera? I need an audition tape right away. You just gotta film me. I need an audition. There's a big show coming up. There's a big show. Wait. All right. I got hostages. My wife is so fat.
How fat is she?
She's so fat when she sits around the house. She sits around the house.
And can you believe they let me go from the show? I mean...
That seems almost like that Bill Murray, you know, when he came on and he said, hey, I'm a funny guy, give me a chance when he wasn't doing good. Remember that?
Oh,
was that
no.
the idea of that?
Who the hell knows? That was such a horrible season of the show.
Was that the first year of Eddie?
Yes. Yeah. First
So it was
season.
you and Eddie.
Me, Eddie Murphy, Joe Piscopo.
Some ladies, I remember.
Yeah, there were.
Melanie Laitzel?
No, she
Chartoff.
came later.
Melanie Chartoff.
She came later on. Chartoff.
There was a lady.
Yeah, that was a Melanie Chartoff.
That's what I just said.
Yes, I'm sorry.
Melanie Chartoff.
I apologize.
There was Melanie Chartoff.
Yeah. But she
Unbelievable
wasn't
I
on
remembered this fucking old
wasn't
bag.
on my season.
Oh, she wasn't on your season? Who were the ladies on your season?
Okay, and don't start applauding at once. Save it to the end. Gail Mathias.
Yes.
And Risley.
She was blonde, a
Yes.
hefty lady.
No, she wasn't hefty.
No, she was gorgeous.
But she was blonde. And
She was a bombshell. She'd often play a prison guard, right?
Yeah, she was in all the prison guard movies. And
the sketches.
Yes, and Risley.
I don't remember.
And Denny Dillon.
Oh, Denny Dillon, also hefty. Maybe she
was more on the hefty
Short,
side.
portly.
No, Denny Dillon.
Yeah, Denny Dillon.
She was like
a balloon.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
But she went on to sort of semi.
Semi, and I think her biggest thing she did, she played Roseanne Barr in a Roseanne Barr TV movie.
Wow.
Yeah, she played like was a biography, and I heard Roseanne called it fucking troll. Yeah, so.
Roseanne, this is what Kevin Nealon told us. Tell him that story out of me. He doesn't have his own anecdotes.
No.
No. 90% of my anecdotes come from Kevin Nealon, but he told this real doozy about.
I should talk to him. More
Yeah, you should.
so
You
I
should.
can have some fun.
He said during Roseanne's
Roseanne
talk
had a
show.
talk show.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Oh, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So one time, the guest was Joe Pantoliano, and she didn't know who he was.
Oh, you fucked it up. God damn it,
God.
motherfucker.
See, you don't even have your own stories. You take other people's stories and fuck them up. Very good.
I'll tell you the story, but it's fucked up. But she's like Joe Pantoliano. She goes, this next guy is Joe Pantoliano. He's great. He was in Risky Business. And you all know, come on out, Joe Pantoliano. And as Joe Pantoliano was walking out, Roseanne said, I know that guy.
Yeah, see, you already fucked it up.
Yeah.
So now when he told it the right way,
That's my role.
it didn't work.
Because he knew that she didn't know.
Don't ask him to tell any more stories.
Damn.
Or jokes or anything.
I was going to tell you, he has another one about Jack Parr, about the water closet.
You've got a Jack Parr story. Because you know the kids love Jack Parr.
Subscribe to Non-Burger King.
Yes.
You remember that show?
No.
You're too young for that show? God.
Oh, my God.
Thick of the Night? No, I've never seen it.
You know Alan Thicke?
Yes, of course.
Well, he had a talk show. Probably, was he one of the shows like when it was Carson and just one other guy?
Yes.
Yeah.
And they were advertising when he was coming on that he was going to be the one to knock Carson off the air. and he did. I mean, it was 20 years later. And now he's even dead, Carson. So you see, he knocked his show off the air and killed him.
He did.
Yeah, it was delayed.
A Canadian talk show, because I lived in Canada. Did you ever do that one before?
I never did the Canadian
one. So he didn't
one.
know you from that or
No.
like that. So he was one of his cast of regulars or irregulars.
Oh, on the Alan
Yes, the resident cast. Oh, remember who else was in
The Bells.
The Bells.
Oh, Richard Belzer? Belzer? Richard
The
Belzer?
Bells.
Oh, all right.
So the hip people.
And it was one of those shows when a show's really bad, how it keeps changing. The writers get together.
The Ottoman changes.
So, yes. And
I remember he had like a disc jockey, had buttons that he would hit. Where
yes.
Where things would happen.
And so somewhere along the way, they decided, hey, it would be funny if Gilbert is the guy who lives in the catwalk. He never comes down from the... And so then it became like, we're going to go visit Gilbert Gottfried. He's up there in the catwalk. If you Gilbert Gottfried, you don't know what he's going to do next. He lives in the catwalk. And it was a horrible, horrible idea. You couldn't go anywhere with it. And he goes, hey, Gilbert, what are you doing up in the catwalk? And I'd have to try to ad-lib something, and there's nothing to ad-lib because you're in a catwalk. There's nothing to play off.
Doesn't it sound close to Chris Elliott's Guy Under the Seat?
Yes.
So it was you, the Bells, Denny Dillon?
No, she was...
Who else in the cast? I'm trying to remember that. There had to be a black guy.
On that season, there wasn't a black guy.
There was more than one season?
But after, there was more than one season. I only lasted one season.
Oh, they said the problem is Gilbert.
Yes. I know what's wrong with this show.
It's the Gilbert. So
he's what's holding us
they
back.
actually changed the cast.
Yeah.
The resident irregulars.
Yes, and then at one point they brought in as a sidekick Arsenio Hall.
Wow.
Yeah, exactly. That's what America said.
Have you ever hosted a program?
No, I don't think so.
Because they have all those, like, after somebody fails, then they bring in...
Oh, yes.
Like,
yeah.
You know Jimmy Brogan?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so he told me, because after Arsenio, they gave everybody
He
a
has
shot.
funny stories that he told them.
No Jimmy Brogan stories.
Jimmy Brogan
Yes.
will not swear. He won't curse.
Yeah.
So one time I saw him at the fucking Laugh Factory.
Yeah.
He was like, hello, everybody. How are you doing? So some guy's like, fuck you, Brogan. So you suck my cock. He's like, very nice, sir. Very nice. Yeah, nice way to talk. Yeah, you talking to your mother? Yeah, fuck you. I'll fuck you in the ass. Oh, very good, sir. Yes, well, I suppose you went to Ivy League, obviously. The guy was winning. But anyways, who did you start out with? I don't even know where you came. Is that a good question?
It's not. It's an Adam question.
You were in, was it what?
It's an Adam question.
Yeah, they usually Adam asks this kind of question. Ask him like who he started with.
So, who did you
I smoked a cigarette to look like Tom Snyder.
Oh.
That was the initial idea. I was supposed to look into the camera. Like Tom, remember Tom Snyder?
Yes.
Were you ever interviewed by Tom Snyder?
Didn't he have a cigarette and sometimes a cup of coffee, too? Yeah.
And smoke would bill around.
And a helmet hair.
Yeah.
Very intimate, dark.
And he would ask questions like this.
Who did you, what were some of the comics you started out with?
Oh, wait a second. Tom Snyder, didn't he used to do that whole speech at the beginning?
Yes, but his
with
mom...
the teletini or something. Some early word for television.
Oh, yes, the color teeny. Fire up a color teeny.
Color teeny.
Yeah.
Fire up the color teeny.
That's right.
Yes.
Oh, that's what it meant, television?
I
guess it did.
I have, yeah.
You're right. I thought it was like
teeny.
a martini. The color teeny.
Fire up the color teeny.
I don't understand how that...
It doesn't address your question. You want to know
I'm trying to find out who this guy... Yeah,
who he started with? Who's his
a
peers?
lot of people.
What about that lady?
Yeah, she was
Elaine
good,
Boozler. There was two. There was two ladies.
Yeah.
Do you know the second one?
Marshall Warfield?
She went out with a lot of comedians.
Oh.
She's now a lesbian. She may have been at the time.
Sandra Barnes?
Carol Leifer is the answer.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. Do you remember her?
Yes, and yeah, she did announce she's a lesbian now.
Now, back then, how many ladies were there? Seriously, there was two, right? Elaine Boozler?
Yeah, I mean, there were other, like, comedians that went nowhere.
Yeah, there were?
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Irma Bombeck?
Yeah.
Lois Bromfeld?
Oh, yeah,
How the fuck do you know her?
Another lesbian.
Yeah, most of them were.
Yeah.
Valerie Bromfeld, was she on your Year of Saturday Night Live?
Lesbian.
She's a lesbian.
Yeah, Valerie Bromfeld. Now, did I do a show with Valerie Bromfeld?
Sure, yeah.
I did a show.
Check the IMBD.
Yeah, check
you did a show
fire up the color team.
with Valerie Bromfeld.
I did a pilot with Paul Reiser, and I wonder if Carol Leifer.
She was in it also.
Yeah. So I think Valerie Bromfeld may have made a guest appearance in that, along with Craig T. Nelson, the actor, Craig T. Nelson.
Who was a
Another
comedian.
stand-up comic.
Yeah,
Absolutely,
he was,
Or
in a
bouncer.
team. Yeah, Craig T. Nelson was in a comedy team.
That's right.
With Barry Levinson.
Yeah.
And
Slappy White.
Slappy White, yeah, Scoey Mitchell,
Mitchell.
and Rudy DeLuca, who became a writer, who worked on Mel Brooks movies.
And these guys were all at a big troupe.
Yes.
Now, there was a troupe in New York City?
I have no idea. I've never, but at any rate, Barry Levinson was making this, and I have no idea.
He was making the TV show?
Yes.
He's a big deal. Was he then or no?
Yeah. He had already done Diner.
Diner, yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
So that's the way.
I like how he adds to it. I said he did Diner. Yeah.
I actually like Diner. It's a good movie.
It's like working with
Paul Reiser was in that as well.
It's like Dustin Hoffman and Rain Man. Yeah, Diner. Yeah, he worked on Diner. You know
where this guy started?
I give up.
He used to work under the Queensboro
George Washington.
Bridge.
Oh, I named the wrong bridge.
No, Queensboro Bridge, and he'd jerk off punks for $15 a man.
Subscribe to Non
That's when I
Burger King.
first met him.